Well, a very welcome Saturday afternoon to all my Algo fam. It is time for our weekly live stream. We're going to be looking at algorand news, hbar news, near news, Sam Bankman-Fried news. Got a really great show for you today, guys, and I apparently can't talk. I'm a little tired. I just did about 3 hours of fat biking this morning slash afternoon, which was a little more than I had intended to do, but it's all good. And so we got a whole bunch of stuff to dig into today, a big live stream. And of course, the stuff that's on everyone's mind, the fact that crypto's all of a sudden starting to go crazy again, which is kind of wild. So we're going to get into that. If you're watching this after the fact, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And make sure, we have the super chats open, we have the super thanks, all that stuff's open if you want, and channel memberships. You get to see my weekly moves in Algorand, and I started to add some of my moves in other chains when appropriate. So be sure to check that out. You get that with channel membership, and we're going to be moving that to a video version of NifGen that is expected to launch new testnet coming soon, and then looks like the end of February, beginning March, somewhere around there. We're gonna have fully operational. So, all right. Well, low audience today, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll gain some more people as we go. Let us. What are we gonna dig into here? Well, let's go to. We gotta look at these crypto charts, man, because they're going bananas. Hopefully, by the time I come back, audience will have grown a little bit. After the fact, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button because we want all the people to see that. No, I don't want to give feedback right now. I want to show people. Let's look at this. And there's a couple. We're going to spend a little time in this today because look at those. Look at the side chart. Last 7 days, um, everything kind of looks like this. We have Bitcoin almost at 21,000. I believe it actually did hit 21,000, up 23% on the week, excuse me, and almost 5% on the day. With Ethereum not far behind that at almost 22% up. It is at 1,500. A nice strong 1,500. Now let's scroll down. I mean, BNB is up there in the teens as far as percentage up per day. XRP in the teens. Cardano almost 25. Dogecoin almost 20. Polygon 22. Solana up 72%. That is just highway robbery. I don't know. Solana is such a garbage project. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm going to say that every time I'm on here because what's wrong with people? Down 9 times. It was basically a scam from the get-go, and you guys are putting your money into it. I don't get it. Polkadot 28%. Litecoin 15. We're in the stage where like the teen. If you're up by teens on the week, you're actually falling behind. Shiba Inu at 23%. Still got a little moon bag of that. Tron 18. Here, Avalanche was a big one with 42%, followed by Uniswap, Wrapped Bitcoin 23, Cosmos 25. Just kind of looking for some other like Toncoin, which was moving a ton. Sorry for the terrible pun. Only up 6% on the week. That's really interesting because this is the one that was moving when nothing else was moving. It was going up when other things were not. Otherwise, yeah, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, they're all fairly. And then Near, this is a big one. The Near moved up to 30. I believe it had been actually at 29 in terms of market cap, which makes sense if you look at the market caps of Kronos and Near. They're very, very close, as is ApeCoin. They're all right in that right around 1.9 million in market cap. So a little price fluctuation can put it up there, but yeah, this was up. Well, like I said, 41%. I mean, do you remember this one was down like $1.28 or something like that last week when we looked? It's now 221. That's crazy. Getting close to that double tier. Well, not really double, but up probably about $1. Algorand here just under 23 cents. That's the one we all came for. This little Dow too is up 42%. Now we're all very excited about the price going up, but also, 17%. is pretty low in the grand scheme of things. So this is what I want to go back to. I don't know, it's not giving me a scroll bar, so I'll just have to do it the slow way, I'm afraid. It won't take long. If we just look overall, like what's been up on the week. Now this is the top. This is look at the big mover here. Gala Games up 108%. So it's actually just a little under 5 cents right now. It was down like near a penny not that long ago, less than a penny at one point. I mean, it really dropped. Something called Aptos. I don't know anything about it, but it's really grown. It's up to a billion. As I say a million before, I should have said billion. Sorry about that. Up to almost a billion market cap. And I got some Gala Townstar news that I'm going to share later on. So be sure to stay tuned to that because that was a big change that I did not see coming. Like we already talked about Solana. Decentraland up almost 70% on the week. That's wild. Optimism. I heard a little bit about that. Don't know much about it. Compound 54. Helium up 50%. Now I was considering buying a helium miner just to try it out, kind of an experiment for the channel, but I ended up just kind of punting on that. So there's a few Ziliqua, Phantom. I don't know a lot about a lot of these. Now the Sandbox, and I kind of talked about the Central Land too. Still have a little bit of that, not a ton, but this is like a metaverse project. This is something you could probably get into yet. It's hard to say with these, like Sandbox too, another metaverse project, and you just don't know what they're gonna do. You don't know if it's gonna be a really popular ecosystem, but I know some big celebrities are putting money into some of these, so that's sometimes a good sign. Yeah, like Near still toward the top of that list. Actually, Affinity even up like 36%. Did we talk about Hedera? Hedera up like 33%. That's at 38 in market cap, so it's below algorand. So we didn't get to it. But yeah, a lot of stuff over 30% on the week or pretty close to it. So when we talk about the algorand stuff, I mean, it's good. I'm not saying it's not good, but I think we got to be a little realistic about what we're looking at here and how much of an impact that really has. So when I say before that algorand, as much as I love it, I don't think it's a price mover like some of the other ones. This is what's happened. This is kind of demonstrates what I'm talking about. Again, not to bash algorand. Obviously, I have an algorand channel. I think the tech is amazing. I think it's really good. It stacks up well when I do these other comparisons, but from what I've observed, it's just not a huge price mover, and that's okay. It just means you have to get other coins if you want for price action. This is what you buy to actually use, because I actually use it. That's why I like Algorand. I can use it, and it doesn't break the bank. So that's good news on that end. Let's see. ASA is also having a pretty good time. A lot of green on that right side, especially DeFi token, chips. And Cosmic Gold back up to 0.03, 3.3 cents thereabouts. That's good news for them. I'm happy to see that. Again, I say this like every week, but I really wish they had this 7-day change over here too. Because this one I can see the chart, but it doesn't tell me what the number is. Bank is that's kind of weird because it looks like maybe I'm just not seeing the whole thing. Oh yeah. Bank is just down a little on the week. The Algo Gems is up. Yearly down a little bit. Yeah, Yearly. I'm actually amazed that it's still here. Now this is not by market cap. This is by TVL. So keep that in mind. That's how they rank these on Vestige. Go Mint's up a bit. I'm going to start earning in Go Mint, so I hope it goes up. Humble has a new pool for Go BTC, which is cool. I can actually stake the BTC that I've been holding on to in my Algorand wallet, and if it's just sitting on Coinbase, I wouldn't do anything. Yeah, Algo staked down, as is Opulus, and that's where we're at. But as far as the big movers, Zone going up 86.9%. Headline too. Headline's up like almost 13% for the biggest gainers. And they happen to be trending. Well, Zone is Omnicoin is the new one trending, as well as chips, and they're both on the pop as well. So, but yeah, it's up 17% in 7 days to this, which is about what the other one said too. Market cap. So that is our charts. Close those out. It's fun though. It's nice. It's nice to see algorand pumping. Okay, well, let's see what else we got. Hope everyone's doing well out there. So Algorand Governance Period 6 is still going on. You can still sign up, but I think it's coming to an end pretty soon. The 15th. Today is the 13th, 14th. So got one more day, but probably the end of the day today. Let us share some stats from governance. Let me just switch this over. Surprised not to see a lot of my usuals here. I went live at the same time. So it looks like they still don't have DeFi governance figured out. And I know that's probably a really different metric, but general governance still at 49.43%, which is kind of a surprise to me. Oh, this makes more sense. Period reward. So what's this? Governance APR, general governance. Well, general governance is 12.36. That kind of makes some sense. Just trying to see what we had 19,965 governors. That's got to be the lowest number I've ever seen. Now, remember, a lot of people are doing, including me, now are doing these through other apps like Folks Finance or AlgoFi. I think has something, and PacFi I think actually does too. And so a lot of people are coming to these from those, so they're all getting counted as one pool, and that's why the governors is so low, but that's below 20,000. So so much for decentralization, right? And see, these just show you, yeah, people are getting into it slowly but surely. I mean, nothing too insightful there. Someone's already ineligible, and that is a lot of some big wallets putting. Oh, this is broken down by. So someone who put in 128 million algo is already ineligible. I don't know if you know that address. I don't. Really pay much attention to people's addresses. Otherwise, the next one down is the biggest governor is 35 million algo. Wow. So that's interesting too. It's a even number, so that's probably not coming from an exchange, or maybe it is, and maybe they do them in chunks. I don't know. A lot of 10 millions, 8 million, 7.5 million. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, what was that's even way less than that's. Let me see period 5. I just want to see the number of. Obviously, you had more money towards, so more went to DeFi, less went to the general fund. Yeah, 28. I had 28,000 governors, so that is quite a drop, even because we had those same programs last time. So very interesting. I wonder if more people are getting into the DeFi version of things. That could be. Well, let's get into our next bit of news, and I forgot to look this up. But Sam Bankman-Fried apparently started a Substack, and now he has this long Substack post. So apparently he didn't listen to his lawyers, who I guarantee would have told him not to do that. Because the last thing you want to do is be running your mouth when your criminal investigation. Every defense lawyer, so I used to cover court pretty regularly, and I know a lot of attorneys, and I'll tell you what they universally tell you: just don't say anything, because you can't help your case. you can only hurt your case by the things you say in relation to the case. So the fact that he's out there spilling his beans, I don't know. I don't get it. Well, let's look at this here. TechCrunch has something. Sam Bankman-Fried launches Substack. I didn't steal funds. I certainly didn't stash billions away. FTX founder and former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried launched his own Substack newsletter today in a very unusual move for someone who was recently arrested and is facing 8 counts of U.S. criminal charges. Yeah, you think? So it was like, so the post was called FTX Pre-Mortem Overview. Sam Bankman-Fried maintains his innocence surrounding the collapse and bankruptcy of FTX, a cryptocurrency exchange he founded in 2019 that went on to raise $2 billion in funding and achieved a valuation of a staggering $32 billion. So here's a quote from something that he wrote. He said, "I didn't steal funds, and I certainly didn't stash billions away. Nearly all of my assets were and still are utilizable to backstop FTX customers. I have, for instance, offered to contribute nearly all of my personal shares in Robinhood to customers, or 100% if the if the Chapter 11 team would honor my D&O legal expense indemnification." So, he's not. So apparently, he said that he has a lot of money on here. Right? He didn't lose the money. Which is also really interesting. I'm just trying to find something else. Oh, also, now this is just a little minor thing, but the past tense of plead is pleaded, not pled. I don't know if you ever cover court, like your editors will beat that into you, and I certainly had that beat into me. So it drives me nuts to see that. I should send him a note. That's a Karen move, huh? I would though. Grammar is no laughing matter. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. Finding opportunity, I know. No, I swear I read somewhere, and I don't see it in here, that he said he actually had. Let's see, if FTX had been given a few weeks to raise the necessary liquidity, I believe it would have been able to make customers substantially whole. I didn't realize at the time that Sullivan and Cromwell, via pressure to instate Mr. Ray and file Chapter 11, including for solvent companies like FTX US, would potentially quash those efforts. I still think that if FTX International were to reboot today, there would be a real possibility of making customers substantially whole. And even without that, there are significant assets available for customers. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I've been regrettably slow to respond to public misperceptions and material misstatements. It took some time to piece together what I could. I don't have access to much of the relevant data, much of which is for a company, Alameda. I wasn't running at the time. Yeah, but your girlfriend was. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably starting a Substack at this point is not the greatest move in the world when you're under investigation. Him Worse was probably him going on all those Twitter Spaces. I know CoffeeZilla really kind of got him, kind of kind of nailed him to the wall. That he did in fact use customer funds from Alameda to FTX, but let's see. GMMK says DeFi is the way to go. Yeah, we're in DeFi. I've been doing that. Yeah, so I'm fully in DeFi. I didn't do any regular governance this time because I just don't see the point. The rewards are really low. If I'm just gonna stake coin, I would do it on Cosmos. You're getting like 20%. Anyway, so this one's interesting, and the concept is algorand not as fast as we thought? Well, not so fast at that. So I want to show you this chart that's being shown around, and I've it's wrong. I'll just say that right away, but it's going to take some explanation. So let's look at this. This was posted on Reddit. It's been going around. So this image was shared in the subreddit for Hedera. I thought our TPS was 6,000. Is the image information. I defended Algorand's honor. Well, so let's talk about this first off. Yeah, the potential, the top end potential for Algorand is 6,000 TPS, and it's supposed to be going up to 10,000 with the next upgrade. but that doesn't mean people are using it. In fact, right now, so this 11.5 is 4 or 5 is probably like a snapshot. It may be like an average, but what that means, that's the actual number of transactions per second going through an algorithm. As you can see, near is a little less than that, which is still that's still millions per day, or not millions, but a lot per day. And then it kind of goes through which ones are being used. Obviously, more people are using Ethereum. Ethereum, it's like capped not by demand, but by the fact that that's about all it can handle. Whereas Algorand could handle much more. There's just not that much being transacted on it. But you can see Polygon hires, Stellar hires, Solana for whatever ungodly reason is up there, and then Hedera at the very top. Now, there's one caveat, and someone down here explained this. I want to be really clear about this. So there's a difference between possible and actual. Yes, 6,000 is possible. Nobody using it yet. Yes, that's uh yeah, so that's about the average. Someone's talked about that. It's by I think I was incorrect. These are not Hedera these are not Hedera consensus messages. Instead, they are from an app running a test on Hedera. See below. Looks like they count messages establishing consensus like Solana does. Algorand doesn't count these, but actually it says, let's see that other one. It's not even on there. No, I missed that one. All right, let's go back. Just trying to find it. Okay, yeah, they're real transactions from Hedera from a single use case at mud.io from Avery Dennison. They're using Hedera consensus service to log data of millions of products. This went live yesterday. Yeah, very interesting. So unclear whether that's like a test or well, I'm not really sure on that. I have to look more into that, but well, yeah, that's very interesting. But something to keep in mind. Remember, that's actual transactions being done on the chain. It's not a limit. It can go up much higher than that. 6,000 potential, and like I said, with an next upgrade, it's supposed to go up to 10,000. All right, let's look at our next piece of news here. Y'all are really quiet in the chat. Oh, our buddy Vishinsky. That's right. Alex Mashinsky, the CEO of Celsius, getting sued by the New York Attorney General. Let's look at this. Just before we go on, I did lose money in Celsius and have no idea whether I'm going to get any of it back. I feel like I probably won't. Lesson learned. Be careful where you put your crypto, friends. Yeah, former Celsius CEO sued for allegedly defrauding clients. The New York lawyer common Letitia James. How did they word it? By the way, I apologize for this. A lot of the stuff in here is worded really strangely. But anyway, Letitia James filed a lawsuit to, if she's the Attorney General, right? Yeah. Attorney General Letitia James filed a lawsuit in opposition to Alex Mashinsky, co-founder and former CEO of Celsius Community. James stated that Mashinsky violated the Martin Act and New York's government and common enterprises legal guidelines for alleging defrauding buyers into depositing billions of dollars into digital property throughout the cryptocurrency lending firm. Now, I think so. There was a decision by the judge in this case to say that the people were giving their money to Celsius, and I think that helped set this up. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me. And then there's another thing about them. Is it Celsius Mining to promote 2,687 Bitcoin mining rigs for 100? So I don't know if that means they're selling them. They just again, there's just weird stuff on this site. But the way they're explaining it, it had to be that they're selling them. Yeah, so mining agency stated the proceeds from the rig's gross sale could be used for common and company bills. So maybe selling some of those rigs, but I wonder if they'd be better off putting them to use and then putting that money and giving that back to customers. I'm not sure. And then I just want to go a little farther because there's this news item they have crypto.com to slash workforce by 20%. So you've probably heard a lot of tech layoffs. Coinbase just had a tech layoff, and interestingly enough, the founder of the Algonaut blog, that I've talked about a lot on here, he actually worked for Coinbase and was laid off. And I knew that he worked for Coinbase earlier. I told him I would not spread that information, but now that he's part of the layoffs, he was came clean on that, said that on Twitter. So it's all out in the open now. And so yeah, go support his blog. He has a great blog, really good explanations. I like to send those articles to people to help them understand stuff. So it's good work. You should go check it out. Especially like if you want to learn how to play algo seeds because it's a little bit confusing. His site has got a really good breakdown, really good guide. There's one other thing. Yeah, so crypto, a lot of people are laying off workforce. Crypto.com apparently by 20%. That's a pretty big deal. No, it had grown its workforce to 4,000 in 2022. So, but yeah, I think the FTX layout fallout and just the market in general has kind of forced a lot of these layoffs. And then apparently Polygon is planning a fork on January 7th to scale back some of the gasoline charges because even though Polygon is meant to be a faster, cheaper layer on top of Ethereum, it still can have those like big spikes in gas when the network's clogged. So something to keep in mind. Let's see, how's everyone doing out there? Our chat is really quiet today. Last week it was like going crazy. All right, just a couple more to get through. Some more Algorand news. Algorand TVL, as you might have expected with the pump, has hit an all-time high. Let's look at that. Yep, just pulling that up. Yeah, DeFi TVL in terms of algo hits that's a weird way to word it. It's new all-time high, up to 700 million, which is crazy. And I remember we were all excited about 400, and it kind of dipped back down, then started going back up again. And you have to kind of keep these things with a grain of salt because these dips are when something wasn't counted correctly with DeFi Llama. So I don't remember the exact reason now. We talked about it at the time, but I think it was like folks finance wasn't counting in here properly. And that's probably what this dip is too, because it's just not enough. There wasn't enough of a dip in this region in price for this to matter. But the fact that it's this high definitely, actually it's based on Algorand, so it might not have, if it's based on algo, it actually probably doesn't have anything to do with the dip. So I don't know, you can't change it on here, you have to go to DeFi Lava, but it's a good news. It's good to see that much stuff being done in the Algorand ecosystem. It just continues to grow in terms of usage, and that's the kind of stuff we want to see on Algorand. All right, getting close to the end. We got some Hedera news. Speaking of our recent nemesis and the last one, but I'm just pulling this up here, so just give me a second. You can see this little dashboard here. Ooh, almost there. Yeah, you can see in real time how this is going. So this is 5,000, almost 5,500 that they're making in 24 hours. 5,000 in fees. This is what Hedera is making from transactions, or 0.06 cents per second, or per transaction. Now we know it's very, very low. just like algorand. So that's about $2 million a year, which is really interesting because do you remember the algorand report that I shared where it said that I'll say like their yearly revenue was nowhere close to that. So it's interesting to see that chart and see how much they are actually making. Because if the network actually makes money, that's a good thing for everybody, including us. Now, their fee is just enough that that's actually making halfway decent money. Whereas Algorand's might just almost be a little too low, or maybe just not enough TVL. Hard to say, right? But I thought that was interesting from Hedera. Um, we're starting to do a few more videos on Hedera and Near. Those are two chains that I'm kind of adding to my roster, so to speak. So I think they're both solid. Hedera, I think Hedera, especially Near, is going to be really good for the bull market. Good for price action. And I want to talk a little bit about Near really quick. Got two more items for you. Again, a very quiet audience. Hey, remember, if you have anything you want to say, any questions asked, be sure to leave them in the chat. I try to get to all of them if I can. But this one is interesting. So the number of daily transactions has exploded and passed the 655,000 mark in 24 hours. 158% increase in 13 days. This is their total. This is the chart. 24-hour total. So good news for Near, good news for Algorand. Algorand TVL is going up. Transactions on Near is going up. hbar looks like it's doing good. All the cryptos we cover are actually going quite well, which is pretty impressive. I'm happy about that. All right, one more thing I want to talk about, and I don't have a screen share. So I know I've talked about this before. That Townstar Earn is coming back and should be here by the end of the month, along with the new Godot engine, which will allow Townstar to be played. Basically, it'll be hosted on their servers, and so you will basically be able to start your town, and it will run in the background. You won't have to have it open on your browser to keep going. But Earn is the thing that everyone's really excited about. Now, here's what's really I didn't see this coming, and they talked about this on the last AMA for Townstar. Towncoin is no more. They're getting rid of Towncoin. All the earning is going to be done on Gala. So you remember earlier in the stream when I was talking about how 8,000, the coin, Gala coin had gone up 108% in the last 7 days. Well, good news for town holders, because you're going to get basically a 2-to-1 ratio on your town. So you trade 2 town and get 1 Gala, which is going to be great if Gala keeps pumping. I think people are going to be maybe earning back the price of the NFTs they bought, because I bought one of those for probably cost me almost $300, and including the Ethereum gas fees. And then I was earning town for I guess it was about 6 months, and then town just kept going down and down and down. I was nowhere near close to recovering my investment, let alone making a profit. I expected to, based on the current town prices. I thought I would be in the black by the end of the year. That didn't happen. So I'm hoping with the new Gala earn function, which is really interesting. So this kind of goes back to this idea: is play to earn dead? And I don't know. It seems like a lot of projects that launch a token and then earn in that token, like eventually the economy collapses. And I think I was kind of thinking about this compared to, say, World of Warcraft, where there was sort of this outside economy of people buying gold. And I thought, well, why did that gold have value? Well, it's because you actually used it in the game. So you acquired items in the game, you acquired this other stuff in the game with World of Warcraft gold. It actually had a value in the game, and so did these weapons and other stuff, right? So I think it would have to work the same way. If you had a game with play to earn, it'd have to be like you earn this money, but you also do need to use this money. So it's not just like go cash it out quick. And so it'll be interesting to see how this change works with Gala, if that solves the problem. It's not the only thing they're doing. I think they do have like a burn mechanism now too. or at least that was the plan when it was town. I think they're just now that they're just getting rid of town. I think it's gonna all go to Gala. It'll be interesting to see because it's also the native token for like the whole chain. The whole Gala ecosystem. They got tons of games. Most of them are still in development, but Spider Tanks seems like it's going well. There's a limited number of NFTs that can earn. I think that might be part of why it's going halfway decent so far. And it's too resource intensive for me to play on my computers, which is crazy. You can't. It comes out like maxed out in terms of graphics, and so it was so slow that I couldn't get to the screen to change, like downgrade the graphics and make it so I could actually play it, which I think was a bad choice. Like they should give you an option like at the very beginning of the game saying, well, do you want a low graphic version or high version, well, medium, whatever. So yeah, I was gonna show this Twitter thread, but I think I'll skip it. Let's see. Anyone here? No one leave any questions? Guys, got any final thoughts? I mean, it's kind of fun to see it go up. I don't think this is really. I know in my title I put crypto bull market or not, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think this is the start of the bull market. It could be. I kind of hope it isn't because I haven't fully invested in what I wanted to invest in before things start going back up. I've been putting a lot into algorand, and I wanted to start putting into other stuff. And I just started to do that in the last month or two. So I'd hope to have a little more time to jump in, but yeah, maybe this is it. I don't know. It's always hard to tell. I guess the bottom line is like don't get too excited about this little pump. I mean, enjoy it. It's fun, but don't take it too seriously. It's probably going to go back down again, and you'll have a chance to buy. Or if it doesn't, well, whatever. Then your money is going to go up. So cool. But I always remember when the market is up, great, you're making money. When the market is down, great, it's on sale. So keep that in mind, and hope everyone's doing well out there. Maybe it's because I didn't put Algorand in my title that I didn't get as many live streamers as I usually do. But thanks for those who did tune in. I appreciate it. See you next Saturday. Everyone stay safe out there. And as always, we'll see you in the future.